Do you hear that? The birds are chirping. It's a bright and sunny day. I love bright and sunny days. On days like these, I love to read. This summer, I've been helping out at the library. And between you and me, I just talked to the librarian. She asked me to help her arrange some books on a shelf. She gave me these 3 books and told me to put them on this bookshelf. She said that I can arrange them however I want, as long as there's some sort of system or order to them. So I wonder, how many ways can I arrange these 3 books on these 3 spots on this bookshelf? Well, let's think about it. In the first spot, there's 3 different books that I can put. Let's say I choose this purple book. On the second spot, there's 2 different books I can choose. Suppose I choose this blue book. And finally, in the last spot, there's only 1 book left. So I can put this last red book at the end of the shelf. Well, I've put these books on the shelf, but how many ways can I arrange them? Let's think about it. Remember, for the first spot, there were 3 different books that I could have placed. For the second spot, there were 2 different books. And for the final spot, well, there was only 1 book left. Therefore, I can multiply 3 times 2 times 1 to get 6, or the total possible ways to arrange these 3 books on this bookshelf. But besides that, if you enjoyed this video and other videos like it, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get alerts every time we upload a video. Whoa, I just got sidetracked. Let's go back to the library. Look, it's Professor Chang. What does she have for us today? Professor Chang has 9 different language books lined up on a bookshelf. 2 Arabic, 3 German, and 4 Spanish. How many ways are there to arrange the 9 books on the shelf, keeping the Arabic books together and keeping the Spanish books together? Let's start by pulling out our bookshelf. As you can see, here we have our 3 German books, our 2 Arabic books, and our 4 Spanish books. Now, let's go back to the question and see what it's asking. The question is asking to find the total possible combinations or ways to arrange these 9 books on this bookshelf. We have to remember to keep these 2 Arabic books together, as well as these 4 Spanish books together. Well, in order to find the total number of combinations, let's start by seeing the total possible ways that we can arrange these German books, and let's start by replacing these 2 Arabic books and these 4 Spanish books with single books each. We can replace these 2 Arabic books, as they must stick together, by a single Arabic book, and these 4 Spanish books, as they must stay together with this single Spanish book. Now that we have all 5 books, let's see how we can arrange them on these 5 spots. In the first spot, we can put any one of these 5 books. Suppose we put this Arabic one. In the second spot, we can put any one of these 4 books. Suppose we put this Spanish one. In the third spot, we can pick any one of these 3 books. Let's say we choose the first German book. In the next, we can choose any two of these books. Let's say we choose the third German book. And finally, in the fifth and last spot, we have one book left. Therefore, we can place this last book at the end of the shelf. Again, we've arranged these books, but how many possible ways can we arrange them? Remember, in the first spot, there were 5 different books we could have placed. In the second spot, there were 4 different books. In the third spot, 3 different books, and so on and so forth. So we can multiply 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 to get a total of 120 possible ways to arrange these 5 books on the shelf, and to remember to keep the Arabic and the Spanish books together. Mathematically speaking, this can be written as 5 factorial. Well, what is factorial? Factorial is a function that says to multiply all whole numbers from it down to 1. In this case, we had 5 factorial and multiplied 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 to get a total of 120 possible ways. Now that we found the total number of combinations that we can use to arrange these books in their 5 spots, we can start by finding the total possible ways to arrange only the Arabic books, as there are 2 of them. Well, since there are only 2 Arabic books, in the first spot we can put any 2 of these, and in the second spot we only have 1 book left. Therefore, to find the total amount of ways we can arrange these 2 Arabic books, we can multiply 2 times 1 to get 2 factorial, which we can simplify down to 2 ways to arrange only the Arabic books. We can do the same for these 4 Spanish books. In the first spot, there's 4 different books we can place. In the second, 3 different books. In the third place, 2 different books. And in the last place, there's only 1 book left. Therefore, we can multiply 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 to get 4 factorial, which can simplify down to 24 ways to arrange all these Spanish books. Now that we found the total number of ways to arrange only the Arabic books, only the Spanish books, and the total possible ways to arrange all the books keeping both the Arabic and Spanish books together, we can solve a problem and find the total number of combinations by multiplying all these values together. We can multiply 120 times 24 times 2 to get a total of 5,760 ways. Wow, that's a lot of different ways to put these 9 books on the shelf.